Guys, welcome back. We are on our third class of the Prismacolor Masters, and I have a ton of stuff to do with you today. First thing I want to say is that over the last 2 weeks, or 3 weeks, I have had over 1,000 people join the class. I want to welcome everybody that is new on my channel. It's been about 30 years since I went to art school. For much of that time, I did graphite art. I switched over about 10 years ago, maybe a little bit more than 10 years ago, to colored pencil. So color theory is my passion. I am the developer of Starjoy pencils. I'm not the owner of the company. People get that confused. I developed that for the company. I still use their pencils. I love them. In fact, here they are right on my desk. So enough about me. Let's talk about some of the new things. We are on our third lesson in the master's class, which means you're right here at the beginning. I do have a book that will guide you through the months and months that we will be doing this class. It's available on Etsy. It's very inexpensive. It's a supplement to what we are going to be doing in class and a reference so that you don't have to write down everything that I say. But in addition to the book, I also have a Facebook group, and I'll leave the link in the description. I put out goodies every week, freebies, pictures. So I do give out every week supplemental pages for the books. Now, for those of you who don't have Facebook and you want those supplemental pictures, I've been giving them out on Etsy. So all you had to do was write to me from the link that you bought the book, and I send out the pages to you, but it's getting to be a lot for me. So what I did is I created a landing page and an email so that I can send, and a newsletter. So I can attach these things and send it out to everybody. I'm going to leave the link for you to subscribe to that so that you can get the supplemental pictures in the description box below. But there's a learning curve, and for me, it's new. So it may take a couple of weeks to get up and running with that and learn where everything is. I think I understand what I'm doing. It's not that hard, but there's still things like tonight I just learned how to attach the files. It was a hidden button. It's going to send you email, and you're going to have to confirm your email address. You must do that in order to receive the pages, or the program will not put you on the list. Our colors for today are page 120 and 52. We are doing bronze and metallic gold. Silver is missing, so I didn't do bronze, gold, and silver, the three metallic pencils that Prismacolor puts out. So I want to tell you a little bit about these two pencils, and you're not going to have to write much down. These pencils are some of the oldest pencils from Prismacolor. I think Prismacolor first came out in 1938, and metallic gold was one of their original pencils. So you could still get metallic gold pencils that look exactly like this from 1938, and they're not hard to find. Bronze came out years later. It came out under Sanford when they started bringing in the metallic colors, and it just stayed when the other metallic colors just went by the wayside. I'm going to tell you now a little secret. We're never going to talk about them again in this whole course. They definitely have metallic pigments in them. I think somewhere in the history of Prismacolor, somebody got drunk and switched the barrels, because bronze is gold and gold is bronze. And there's no doubt about it. You cannot argue this point. Bronze is usually the color bronze. Now, I'm not talking about the metallic. The color bronze is normally a gold pencil leaning towards orange. And this has more orange in it. Well, these colors are completely opposite. Now, if you could see it on here, this is the bronze. There is no orange in this bronze. Undertone is definitely a yellowish brown, and it is a golden color. Where the gold, this has orange in it. This is not gold. This is bronze. So that's one of the main problems. It's enough. Prismacolor, switch your cores. somebody just made a mistake somewhere down the line and you just decided to keep it that way. There's something else about these pencils. These have a different binder than regular Prismacolors. They don't feel like they're Prismacolors. And this is an actual metallic metal in the pigment itself. That's why you get that sort of reflective quality and tone. These mix with the regular Prismacolor very poorly. Okay, we're going to get out this. These frogs were done with the metallics. This was done with the gold, which is hard to believe, but this one in the light, you could see it. It's very orange right there. It looks almost copper. I would never believe in a million years that this was gold. This one is the bronze, and you could see it. This is the pure pigment. I didn't mix any other colors in it at all. Here, the only pencil that I was able to look halfway decent with it was the Green Ochre. And that is the true pencil that we will be studying today. And that's page 72. Now I want to show you how similar in color this pencil is to these two colors. You can get rid of these colors or just use them for whatever. Let your kids play with these two pencils. This is a very versatile color. It's a green with a yellow brown undertone. So that's why it looks halfway decent with these two colors. So the undertones are very similar to the green. Up here, I was just testing some of the colors against the polychromos, which we will get to in a minute what their comps are. In the Starjoy set, which we are also doing in this class, there are no metallic pencils. I didn't want them. They didn't blend well with other colors, so I didn't want to take up 3 spots. Another thing about these metallic pencils have a tendency to develop wax bloom a little bit quicker than some of the other pencils, and that's because the metals just sink down to the bottom and the wax binders just go right to the top. In fact, the gold pencil, I did this maybe a couple of weeks ago, and I can already see the wax bloom that's on it. They also have a tendency of skipping pigment. This is the beryl. This is a very old gold. It is identical to the ones that are out now. When you use it, see how many layers I'm putting on this? And if you look close, a lot of the spaces in it are still open. It doesn't cover very well. And in the areas where it doesn't cover, it gets sort of like a grayish appearance. These frogs are going to be a practice for something we're going to do now, which is completely different. So let's just go over Green Ochre. Now, if I am saying that word ochre wrong, first of all, the pencil is not spelt like this. It's the only one that is spelt differently. This is the way you spell it. Prismacolor spells it differently. Some people say, oh, it's a completely different color. No, it isn't. It's the same earthen tone. And we're going to talk about that in just a second. It blends really well with olive green, artichoke, pale sage, dark green, and yellow ochre. It actually blends in well with a lot of different pencils. It's a very versatile pencil, and whenever you're going to be doing any forests or moss, this is the first pencil you get out. It's not an overpowering color. Look how transparent it is. You can really see the face in our swatch. When you look at the bronze and the metallic gold, you could see it is much harder to see. This is a much more dominant color. And unfortunately, that's one of the reasons it doesn't blend well with other colors, because not only does it have the metal that doesn't look well with the other pencils, it's very dominant. Again, that's the difference between the 3 of them. So put away those 2 other pencils. As far as its temperature, it is considered a warm. It is a muted color. Doesn't sit on the outside rim of the color wheel. It is mixed with some browns, and that's why it is becoming muted down. And again, it is a green leaning towards a yellow brown. Before we move on to the color magic side of this video, I wanted to show you something. If you want to add a sparkle to your pictures or a metallic, a lot of people turn to gel pens. Now, I don't have a problem with gel pens, They're the only real problem I have is they clog up and they get gunky. So you can use them, but they don't work well over wax. I did find a brand of gel pen that I do recommend, which is got these on Amazon, and they're by the Let's Resin company. And let me see if I have the box. Okay, here's the box. It's called Glitter Gel Pen by Let's Resin. They have a lot of art products, just happens to be really good quality. I use their resin and have for years, so when they came up in a search, I saw these glitter gel pens. I use them on my desk all the time. Like they have a permanent position on my desk. And just for writing, look how beautiful they write. They color magnificently. Very easy. They color over pencil. Without skipping a beat. They come in 44 colors. Each one is nicer than the next. Here's pink. Just to let you have to remove that little piece of plastic that comes on the tip of gel pens. And what I liked about these is not only is the ballpoint really super smooth, you don't have to worry about losing the caps, which I constantly do with gel pens. Here's the purple. And see, everyone is smooth. And I've been writing with these for a while, and I have no skipping ink problems. These two are similar in color. And there is a gold in here. And there is a silver. I do believe there is bronze too. Or there's one, this one is one of them. Yep. So this I would trust more than the Prismacolor pencils. So it's Let's Resin, and it's their glitter gel pens. Now it's time to create some color magic. I provided you with the picture of the fox, and you're going to get 3 different things. You're going to get the fox in peach, the fox in that's already been colored in, and that's the one that you use for a reference, and you're going to get the fox that's in the dark. Now the thing is the peach is for more advanced students. The peach one is harder. If you finish this really working it out, it will become very realistic looking. If you work on this, it'll be nice, but remember it's got the black lines and you have to fight the black lines, but it is an easier picture to do. So that is up to you. I've provided these in the Facebook group. So let's take a look at this. Now, I've done several versions of this. That's why there's multiple differences. Don't take a screenshot of this because the ones that are correct are already over in the Facebook group. I'm just using it for here to show that. These colors that are exactly the way I did it are here for a reason. I don't want you to add any other pencils to this. No black, no white, no gray. Okay? I want you to work on this picture with this reference exactly the way it is. Now, why do I say that? Because it can be done, and I want you to push yourselves. These colors here are earthen colors. When blended together, these colors specifically will not cause mud. You keep this as a reference because this is the color palette that you can use for any forests or mossy grassland, paths going up to little cottage houses, this is my go-to color palette. Now, there are other colors that you can add in that are earthen colors that are not included in this. I take no responsibility for their undertones. I'm just going to say the undertones in here, they all blend into each other. And even when you take, let's see, I'm going to take the two most extreme colors here, and that would be the dark green over here mixed with pumpkin orange. Because of their undertones, when you mix them together, now you would think, oh, that's not going to work out very good. But because of the colors that they are, watch what happens. You've got your pumpkin orange, and then you're going to mix it with your green. Okay? Look what's happening on the inside. You're getting a very nice brown on the inside. That's not mud. I would use, and I do, use this color all the time. Now, I'm going to keep working at it just for a few minutes so that I can turn it the proper color. I am going way harder than you should go on this, because this is a color magic. You have the orange, you have the green, you've got this nice brown on the inside. And look what I just made. Not much of a difference in the color. You've just created dark brown. So even if you are taking the two most extreme colors on here, on this page, and blending them together, you're going to get a nice color. Not everything makes mud. These are two complementary colors coming together, muting, and becoming a completely different color, and it happens to be a nice color. So that's why I did not include some of the pencils, because I want you to discover these things, that if you take the dark green and you mix it with the pumpkin orange, you're going to get a dark brown. So that's another color that you have to work with on here. And there's many other color magic colors in this that are created by two of the colors. There is one color in this whole thing, and that is parrot green. Parrot green I put in here only because I thought maybe you'd want some eyes that might pop in a different color. Be very, very careful about using this color. This was a gift to you, okay? Or you are only allowed to use these colors. And now you're sitting there saying, well, how am I going to do all those colors that appear in here? I promise you that you can. I have one that okay, here. I didn't provide you with this. I created this color, okay? It matches this leaf, okay? I think I used burnt ochre and dark umber. And I got this, which matches this. The only other thing that you can put in your picture is a little bit of acrylic marker. And I use acrylic brand. I just find that this acrylic marker works way better than Posca, way better. And I allow you to put your little dots in the bright white. You can do the mushroom ones to make them pop. When it comes to the waterfall, I will tell you this, you're going to have a little tricky time with the waterfall, but I want you to use your imagination. if I was to say do this and I wasn't restricting my colors, I would probably do a little bit of powder blue in the waterfall. But there are ways around it. And I'm going to leave that actually to you, and we can discuss it in group or in in group or in the comment section on what you tried, and then I will tell you, yeah, it works. I will say that this makes beautiful waterfall, going over the waterfall to bring out those waves. And you know the trick to using the Posca or the acrylic marker. You put it on here, it doesn't look very natural. Wait for it to dry. Now, it's going to take a little longer than just this to dry completely. I would give it a good half hour to dry. Then when you want to get your shape, you take your pencils. And it might be too early to do it, but it takes pencil really well. And if you draw over it, you'll get those more natural shapes that you want in your white highlights. See, I don't like Posca brand personally because it flakes. I like this cheapy brand acrylic marker that I got from the company that said, you know, if you do me a video, I'll send you markers. And I was like, all right, just do it. And I did the video already. I ended up absolutely loving these markers personally, and I use them all the time. So acrylic brand, you can get it on, I'm assuming you can get it on Amazon. But yeah, I do recommend this brand. Okay, you got your color magic for the week. You know the green and the pumpkin orange is going to make you the dark brown. It's good. You learned that you're going to get rid of two colors. Gold and metallic gold and bronze are necessary. Make sure you do use our star color for the week, and that's the Green Ochre. Ochre. I wish somebody would tell me how to pronounce this. And also, just a little hint, Prismacolor spells it O-C-R-E. Every other place spells it O-C-H-R-E. So I have a little suspicion that Prismacolor screwed up on this also. Because this is this, like ochre. This, I don't know what it is, and neither does the internet. I already asked. Whenever I put this in, this spelling, this comes in. So maybe it's a different language. I don't know. I don't know why Prismacolor does what it does. The bronze and the gold are in the wrong barrels, that's for sure. And with that, I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.